Okay, today's class is based on the property called there is dollar event. There is a property called dollar event. Okay, I would like to tell about this dollar event. Okay, so that we can come to know few other things, guys. Okay, related to this. Okay, we can come to know that this information dollar event. I'm going to tell you this information about this information. Yeah, so what is a dollar event? Okay, let us go to dollar event. Okay, so before that, okay, let me go to the HTML. Yeah, this is yesterday's code. I don't want this code as of, I just want to comment this code. After that, here I would like to take one input. Okay, and then I want to provide a property binding value equal to, sorry, property binding value equal to, I want to provide some property. The property is available in the app component. Let us take the property title. See here, guys, there is a property called title, right? This is very simple, we know that. Okay, let us close all other things. This is the property I have provided. Okay, now what I can do is, let me go to BR and see here, guys, again I'm going to provide title. Okay, see here, guys, I just have taken, like, this is the property, very simple thing. Input value equal to title, and then this is about, this is all interpolation, this is property binding. Okay, this is the property, this property is available in the app component. Okay, this is available in the app component. Okay, let us go to the code here. Localhost 4200. The server, if the server is up and running, yeah, it is not running. So what I can do is ng serve. See, the server is running now. If I restart this, okay, it is simply saying, yeah, let us look at it, guys. What is this? Sample 6 is coming from okay, actually there is a property in the component class. That property is title. The property is title. The top property is title. So component, in the component title property, this value is coming to here and then coming to here also. Okay, the value, the property is binded here, property binding, and this is interpolation binding. Okay, interpolation binding. All right, now let's look at it, guys. If I change something, what's happening? If I change here, is this changing or no? Why it is not changing? Yeah, let's look at it, guys. Here, whatever, okay, changes you are doing here, these changes, okay, actually this is binded with one property called a title, right? Whatever changes you are doing, these changes are not going to title. Only one way binding. We, until now we are using only one way binding. Yeah, how one way binding is happening? The property is available in the component title property we are using. Whatever value available here, okay, whatever value available here, this value is going to come to here. But if you change something, this data will not come, is not going to come to here. Whatever changes you have applied, right, these changes will not come to this particular thing. Okay, so this is how it is going to happen. And then, yeah, whenever you see this hello, whenever you see something like hello, okay, whatever changes that you are doing hello, these changes is not going to come to the property. So if property is changed, then this value is also going to get changed. So why? Because whatever changes you are doing initially, when I refresh it, whatever data available in this is the text box, right? This is the text box. Okay, in this text box the data is coming from the component property. If you change here, this data is not going to apply to the property because this is not two-way binding, only one-way binding. Property data is going to come to this text box, that's it. Changes are not going to get affected to properties. Okay, yeah, somebody annotating, please don't annotate guys, it will be confusing for other people. Clear all drawings. Okay, yeah, fine. So the next step is, our goal is whenever we do some changes, okay, whenever we do some changes, I would like to apply these changes to, okay, component property. For this we have two-way binding. There is a concept called two-way binding, but instead of using two-way binding, I want to do it, okay, I would like to apply two-way binding with our own coding using the concept of a event property. Okay, let us look at it guys. What my goal is, I want to send this data. I would like to send this data. Oppo K3 has entered, sorry, name is not properly there, I don't want to admit it. Okay, okay, see here, this is something like, yeah, so what I want to do is, I want to tell you the concept of dollar event property. What is that dollar event property? Let us go to the code here. Yeah, here what I can do is, I want to apply some event binding for this. I would like to use different event, key up event, key up, not mouse click, key up, meaning that any keyboard, any key in the keyboard, you can press right. When the key is getting up, okay, then the event is going to rise. Then I'm going to call a method, okay, maybe like I would like to provide data method. See here guys, whatever data you are providing, right? Yeah, let us see here. What I want to do is data, I'm calling the method data method, but this particular method is not available in the component, that's why it is giving error. Let us go to component class, okay, provide the method. Okay, now there is no error, it is displaying. Okay, so now one more special property I would like to pass here. Let's look at it guys. What is this? Remember this dollar event. This event meaning that, okay, you can use for any event, not only just a key up. Okay, you can apply this event, dollar event, you can apply this dollar event for mouse button, mouse click, double click, okay, scroll up, scroll down. Okay, so any event, key up, okay, key down, for all these things, okay, for any, okay, for any event you can apply, you know, you can have some event. Event means this is one object, event object. Okay, this current event object, this can be called as even current event object. Whatever event occurred, that event related information is going to be available inside the event. So what is a target? Okay, what is a, this is event object, right? This event is targeted to this object. Okay, so this event is applied on this input box. This event is applied for this input box. Whenever you see this data here, from, you know, we are receiving one event object, you can take a reference E, or whatever you want, you can take it. So whatever you want, you can take it. Even you can say simply E, even you can say simply E. From here you are passing, okay, from here you are passing what? Event object. You are passing some event object whatever event object you are passing, this object is going to come to here. So now, okay, let's look at it, guys. What I want to do is console dot log. I'm going to show you what is console here today. Console dot log means it is going to display something in the console. Which console? Browser console. Okay, let me open the browser. Let me open the console. How to open the console means right click on this, go to here. You can click on inspect. See here, there is a inspect element, right? Right click and click on inspect. You can see here a menu, console. You can click on console. See here what happened. I clicked on console. Okay, this is a default information. You don't need to worry about this information. Okay, you don't need to worry about this information. This is basic information. If you don't want this console basic information, I mean default information, okay, you can click on this button to clear the information. Yes, if I click on, the clear information is going to be happen. Now what happened here, actually what I did, for this text box I attached one event. What event is this? Okay, key up, meaning that any key you type on this, when this key is getting up, then event is going to be raised. Okay, that event is going to rise. Okay, that event triggers method. What method? Some method. We have provided some method. Okay, some method we have provided. That particular method is going to be called, what method we have used? Let me go and see this, guys. Here the method is data method. In this data method, what we are doing, console.log. Console.log means it's a kind of system.out.println in the Java. Whatever information you are providing it is going to be displayed over. It will be displayed in the console. Which console? Browser console. That is what you need to understand. Okay, let me come here and let's look at it, guys. What I did. Yeah, see here. I just entered backspace. See here, guys. Event information got printed. Just logging into the information. See again, what I will do is I said backspace. Yeah, see here, guys. How many times I'm saying it is keep printing the information in the console. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, let me remove all the console information by clicking on clear console. This button says what? Clear console. See, this is a clear console. And here just type something A. Upon typing A in the keyboard, what happened? One event object is raised. Event information got printed in the console. Event information got printed in the console. But actually, I really don't want all this information. Okay, let us look at it, guys. I need only the value. See here, guys, what is that? You can see key. This is the object. And then you can say some value also. Okay, you can see some object, target object is there. The target object is what? Input object. This target object, see, this object contains what kind of object it is? Event object. Event object contains all this information. It's a JSON again. See this event object. I just printed the event object. You can use any property here, but I like to use, target object. Target means this event is occurred on which particular element, input element. This input element contains some extra information. See here, guys, what is that? This input contains what are the properties? Yeah, there are so many properties are there. Here there is something like value, come down. All these things are related to which properties? Input property. Input is target for the event. You can go to come down. There are so many things will be there. So many things will be there. Yeah, come with yeah. There is something value. Let's look at it again. This is an important information. This is interesting thing for us here. Value equal to A. Okay, value equal to A. See here, guys, there is a tag name, and then okay, what is the type of text box? This is a input type. This is a type, and then there are so many things are there. Now let us come to here, guys. What I do is I will go back to component class. Here I will apply some change. I will apply some change here. What is that? Console.log, right? Instead of console.log, what I will do is e dot target object. I mean event dot target, right? Target. You can say e dot target. Target, it gives you element. Which element? On which you are clicking on. On which the event is occurring. The event is what kind of event we have provided on key up, right? That's key up event. The key up event is happening on input box. That input box target is input box here. From this input box, I want to get the value. See here, guys, value. So that what happens whenever we are reading only value, I'm not printing whole event object. Even I don't want to print a whole target object. Yeah, we'll do one thing before taking value. Instead of printing whole event object, I will print only e dot a target. Target means input box. Yeah. So let us look at it, guys. Whenever I say simply, now we are printing only input box. See here, only, just look at it, guys, input, only input. Okay, now what I want, I just want to improve something here. Okay, so, yeah, coming to here, the code target dot, I would like to say value. Now what it is going to do is, okay, it will take the value. What value? It will take the target value and it is going to print. Let's look at it. What happens now? I'm taking the value. So I just clicked on that. Now I'm applying one backspace. Yeah, see here, guys, what happened here? Whenever I say backspace, the value got printed. Okay, so it is displaying 3 and something here. Why? Because the sample got printed multiple times. 3 times it got printed. Why? Because I just used some information extra. I just pressed some keys. That's why the information got. Okay, let's look at it, guys. I just removed this. Okay, and then I'm going to say hello H. See here, guys, immediately I got it. E R E. Yeah, see here, guys, what's happening? Whatever value you are printing, that value is coming here. How we are printing? On event. You are taking the event object to component class. I'm providing it as a parameter. So event object, I'm passing event object. I'm passing event object, right? Where I'm passing? Here I'm passing event object. See here, guys, $event. $event says current event object. That event object will go to this data method. So in the data we are printing this. Okay, fine, that's fine. Now I don't want to print. What I want to do is I want to set the value to this property. Actually, if you change this value, what happens? This title property got binded to in the HTML, right? Okay, let's look at it, guys. I just want to take advantage of these things. Yeah, let's look at it, guys. You can understand it clearly now. This is a component class, right? So this property is, we have used this property here. If you change this, okay, automatically, if you change this, what happens? If you change the value, okay, if you change this value from here, if you change the value, then what happens? This value is going to automatically update it to here and then here. Why? Because this property got binded to these two things. So whatever changes you are applying here, these things are going to get applied here, both the things. Okay, let us check it out, guys, first. Okay, so what I do, I want to change the property. So if I do any changes here, automatically values are coming here, right? So from here we are doing it. Yeah, I want to access this property. To access this property, this is compulsory. We have to use it. This means object level property. If you want to use object level property, okay, this is not local property. This class, we have provided this property inside the class, meaning that this is a instance property. I have to use it. this using this is not okay compulsory in Java, but here this is compulsory to access object level properties. This dot title equal to e dot target event object dot target dot value. See here guys, you are assigning these values to this one. So in the runtime, value is going to get changed. As soon as the value is changed, automatically this value is also going to get changed, and this value is also going to change. But actually whatever value you have changed, right, the same thing it is going to come here. Okay, coming to here. So now see here guys, what happened if I change here, here also it is getting changed. See here. Okay, so what we are doing is we have taken event binding. So this can be called as event binding. I have used both property and event binding to make it like a bidirectional. If we change here, actually this is it's like a two-way binding only, but we are not using two-way binding, direct two-way binding provided by the Angular. So actually there is we are using some trick of event binding and property binding to get two-way binding. So even we did not enter into the concept of two-way binding, but I really want to tell you about the concept of event. Event property. I just want to tell you, I just want to make you aware of event property. Event property. All right guys, what is that event? This is going to be the event property. All right, this is event property. Okay, all right, yeah. So coming back to the concept of what is that here? This is an event, right? You can apply this event for anything, for any event, not only just for key up. You can say click. Now you are you are applying click. If you click on that, then this method is going to called. Okay, then this action is going to be happen. Until then it is not going to happen. Let's look at it now. Go to the UI part. Yeah, see here guys. Yeah, let's look at it. I changed it, not got changed. See here guys, I have provided, I'm changing it, it is not getting affected. I'm going to provide hello, and then I'm going to click on this, then so data will goes to this property, and then it got applied. See here guys, here $event object you are passing from UI to component class, HTML to component class. Event is nothing but every event. Okay, this can be called as event property. Every event has some target. In this case, event target is this text box. Now what I can do is, let's look at it guys. Okay, you can apply so many things guys. I'll come to this later. This is just introduction about event. We are going to use this kind of event. Okay, we'll be using this event in the next things. Okay, now just this is a theoretical information about event. We are going to use this event in the next classes. Okay, coming next part of the class we are going to use it. Okay, now yesterday what we did is guys, we have displayed a list of elements, right? We have displayed a list of elements in the table and in the drop down. Okay, what is that? Let me uncomment the code. Let us go to the uncomment in the HTML. I just provided, right? Let me provide the table. Let me provide the tables. Okay, you see here guys, the tables are going to get displayed over here. Let me remove this. See here guys, 3 tables are getting displayed over here. This is Slocum employees, this is Slocum IT employees, and this is Slocum admin employees also. Okay, these are the different information we are displaying, right? Okay, good. And instead of displaying side by side, I would like to display these information one after another. Okay, one after another. Okay, and then I just want to provide even border for these also. Okay, one after another. I just want to display one after another. So to display one after another, what I can do is, without changing the design, I will apply 12. I will apply 12. I will apply 12 for, this is one div, right? This is another div. Okay. So we missed this one. Okay, just you can apply class column 12. So what is the meaning of hyphen column 12 means? It is going to occupy whole, okay, 12, see here guys, 12 size, so that next one is going to move to, okay, next one is going to move to, okay, the next this particular part. Okay, so this is the technique. And but now what I want to do is, I want to change something in the design. Okay, I want to change something in the design. I want to take like this, guys. I want to divide like this. Here I want to display one table. Here I want to display one table. Here I want to display one table. Okay, now this table contains rows, right? A row, right? Okay, assume these are the rows. Okay, these are the whole screen. Remember this, this is a whole screen. And these are the 3 tables I am displaying. Now, when user clicks on any record, say selected user clicks on this one, so that whatever user clicks on this information I have to display here. So from this table, whatever user clicks on this, then whatever on which record user has clicked, I want to display here. Okay, I want to display the name. That's it. I don't want all the information. I want to display the employee name. That's it. Here employee name. Only one employee I have to display. Whatever information I have displayed here, I have to display here. The employee name I have to display, because there are so many employees are there. I would like to click on one particular employee. On which employee I just click on that employee information I have to bring, and then I have to display here. Okay, fine. That's this is my goal actually. Okay, to get this goal, to achieve this goal, you need to understand this whole, this table 1, table 2. Okay, let me take orange. Okay, this table 1, this table 2, and this table 3. This information we are displaying in the app component. Okay, this information is available in the app component. Okay, so actually you are applying event on which component we are click. On click we need to get this information. On click we need to get this information. Okay guys, and we need to bring that information, and then I need to display where, in which component. This is the app component. Again, I want to display selected value. I want to display in the app component. See here guys, let me tell you again. This is a app component. This is one table. Assume one table. Table is available in the table component. Okay, employee table component. So there are so many records are there in here. If user clicks on this record, selected information has to display here. Okay, here means in which component again? In the app component. So meaning that whatever information we are getting from the child component, this is app component is the parent component. App component is parent component. This is child component. This is child component. Document, I mean, what is that? Employee table component. Employee table component. Okay, this is employee table component. Okay, when you see this employee table component, when user clicks on that, when user clicks on this particular information, this information is going to come and it is going to print in the, okay, it is going to print in the browser. Okay, so what is that? App component. Finally, whatever information available in the component, I need to bring that, I need to display in the app component, meaning that I need to fetch the information. This is kind of output. Okay, input means what? Whatever information in the app component, we are passing app component information to table component. Okay, I need to send information from app component to this table component is input. But next thing is what? I need to fetch the information. I would like to fetch the information from where? Table component to, okay, app component. This can be called as output from the table component. Yesterday we deal with the input. Now today we need to deal with output. Okay, to deal with output. Okay, so before going to that, okay, before going to use output, first of all, I want to, okay, let us go to the table. Let us go to the table. Here in the, let us use only one table. I don't want all the tables. Remove all these rows and all. I just want to simplify everything. Okay, remove everything. Remove everything. I don't want anything. I'm just using only one table. We are calling app component. I'm calling employee table component. Employee table component. This is employee table component. Employee table component. Yes, we are getting employee table component. So now, if I click on this one, yeah. So the ultimate goal is we need to, okay, bring the values from table to app component, table component to app component. Okay, table to app component. Whenever you see this, but okay, let's before going to that step. Okay, so let me note it down. This is yeah, we finally have to know output. Okay, so output from the component, table component to, okay, which component? App component. This table component can be called as child to parent. Input is what? Yesterday we have done with what? Input. At the rate input. Okay, data passing from app component. This is parent. Parent to table component. Table comp. This is child. So this is a difference between at the rate input and at the rate output. Okay, we are trying to do this information, but okay, I really don't want to do, okay, the whole steps in one single shot. I just want to show you step by step. Okay, first, now what I want to do is, if user clicks on this particular any record, okay, so if I click on something record, so what is his name? Okay, some Tiger Nixon, the name is Tiger Nixon. Okay, this is some Winters, this is Cox. Okay, okay, there are multiple records. On which record? Okay, let me first, I just want to change a sample, a simple change for this table. H over. I'm going to apply some H over for the table. Okay, where I can apply? I have to open table component, employee table component. Let me go to the employee table component. The table class is what? Table H over. Whenever you say table H over, see how it is going to looks like. Yeah, refresh it. Yeah, see here guys, what's happening? Yeah, so now I'm pointing to first record. If I click on this first record, I have to get alert box. Okay, containing this name. Okay, containing alert box should contain this name. Okay, if I click on this one, okay, if I click on this particular okay record, okay, what is the goal? What is the information I have to get in the alert box? This name. Okay, if I click on this one, so see this, what is this event? I have to apply some event. Okay, so event, click event. Okay, I have to apply click event in which component? Because table component. Why? Because you are clicking inside the table on particular row. So remember that you are not clicking on app component. Of course, table component is available inside the app component. but you are doing some action in the table component in the row, okay, on particular row, any row. So that what I can do is, let us go to, okay, what is that? Let us go to table component. I'm going to the table component. Okay, I'm going to the table component. In the table component, see here guys, I'm going to apply some event binding. Click. What is the event? Click on particular. We are in the employee on particular this tr. Okay, so what I want to do? So go to alert. Okay, display alert method. See display alert method. This is not available actually. My God. Okay, this is alert method. Display alert method. I want to execute this method. Okay, yeah. Remember that we are doing all these changes in the employee table component. We are doing all these changes in the employee component. Okay, let us create a method, display alert method in the which component class? Employee table component HTML, right? Go to employee table component TS. Here provide a method. Provide a method. See here guys, yes. Now one more thing. What I would like to do here is, when we are calling this information, when we are calling this particular method, I would like to pass which information? Employee E information. Total, if you want to provide total object E, you can pass. Or if you want to pass only name, yes, you can pass only name. Employee name, you can pass. That's your choice. If you want to provide only E, you can pass E. Or if you want to provide total, this is going to be something like E dot name. Yeah, now here we are providing only E dot name. See here guys, this is going to bind for every TR because this is in the loop. This is in the loop. Okay, let us go to here, display alert method. Here we have to receive value. Which value? Okay, so emp name you can take. That is a string we are going to get only name, right? What you can do, just provide, this one. You don't need to provide even data type also. Okay, directly you can provide this guys. Okay, right. Now say alert emp name. Here I'm not saying this dot emp name. Why? Because this is not okay, object level property. This is local variable. All right, this is a local variable. Okay, what I need to tell guys. Let us look at it guys. Yeah, I just started the record. This dot, okay, I will do one thing. What I can do is alert val, whatever value we are getting, it is going to get alerted. So this method is going to be, we are applying this method for TR. See here guys, on which event? Click event. Okay, now see here guys, just to compare. Okay, see here guys, just to compare. See here guys, this is the name is getting matched with what? This one. Okay, this is going to get matched with here. All right, yeah. Okay, fine. Coming to here. Let us check with the output guys. This is the output now. Okay, so now this is going to the output. Even this is a browser. I just check. If I click on this, see here guys, what happened? Undefined. What's happening? Undefined. Okay, maybe like everything is getting undefined, right? Yeah, we'll be checking what's going wrong here. There is no property called name in the employee. Yes, exactly. Why? Because, yeah, you are right. You are right. Why? Because there is no property called name, name. So what is the property here? I want to provide employee name. Dot employee name. Dot employee name is the property name. Just come to here and click on this. Just look at it, guys. Here we are getting the name of the person. We are getting it. If I click on this, what's happening? We are getting it. Okay, click on this, we are getting it. Click on this, we are getting it. On which record you are clicking on, it is getting displayed. Here, guys, it is getting displayed. Okay, so we have achieved something like when we click on something, okay, that value we are taking. But what we need to do, guys, can you please tell me? Now, ultimate goal is, okay, ultimate goal is, I will show you now. What is our ultimate goal for this day is here in the UI. Okay, let me make it bigger in size. I have to take table. I have to take table like this. Okay. Yeah, coming to here, somebody is asking something. How it works? I explained, until now how it is going to work. That's it. I will give you the notes. Okay, so that now come to here. The first step is okay. Click event. Click event. So click event. Make it click event on TR of table component. Okay, employee table component. Okay, I have taken click event. So on click event, I have applied one method. What method I have applied? What is that method? What is the event, guys? Click event. What is the code for that? Click event. We are applying TR, okay, of employee table component. So what is the code for that? What we have done? Okay, let me copy paste that code. This is the code I have applied. Okay, see here, guys, this is the code I have applied. Right? So what's happening? This is event binding. Event binding means what? If you click on something, a method is going to get called. Okay, if you click on something, method is going to get called. All right, a method is going to get called. Which method? This particular alert method. Okay, what method? This alert method. Okay, so this alert method is going to be get called. All right. Okay. Now, so the next step is this is clicking on the this method is going to be called. While calling this method, see here, guys, while calling this method, what we are doing? We are providing the information. Which information? Available in the employee object. The second step, what we are doing? Alert. Where we are doing alert? In the method display method. Alert of, say this is alert of employee name in the method display alert method. Yeah, see here, guys, what is the code for that I have created? Okay, so simply this is the code. Now for this, if you remember this, okay, nothing is strange here. What's happening? You are calling, what you are calling? A method. Inside the method, what you are doing? You are alerting. What's the strange in it? It is simple thing, right? These are the two steps we have done. Where we have applied this one? Where we have applied? We have applied in the, okay, so table component. Okay, we have applied in the table component. All right, yeah. Let us look at it, guys. I just want to do this now. Okay, so I want to take another example. Let us take another component. Let us take another component, employee drop down component. This is the employee drop down component. So what I want to do is I would like to know on which component. Okay, let us go to the UI part. I want to call I would like to call which thing. Let us go to app component. I'm going to the app component. I'm going to remove this table component. I don't want this table component. I would like to use, okay, so drop down component. See here guys, simple drop down we have. Even I don't want this thing also. Let me comment this part also. Very simple thing I would like to apply. Very simple thing. Very simple thing. See here, what is this guys? App employee component. So it contains only this information action. Now, if I click on something, I would like to, same thing I would like to do. I would like to alert. I would like to do some alert. What I need to alert inside the alert, I would like to display the name of this particular person, name of the particular person. On which person I clicked on, I would like to have some alert box. I would like to have some alert box. Okay. To do so, what I can do is, okay, first of all, I would like to go to employee drop down. Okay, let us go to employee drop down HTML. Go to employee drop down HTML. See here all these things are multiple values, right? Yeah, this is a repeating thing. How many employees are there? That many elements will be there. And what I can do is, here I'm going to apply click event. So here applying event binding, you can provide any method name. What is a method name? So maybe any method name like data display. Okay, display name, display employee name, EMP name. Okay, why? Because this is going to be, okay, which information I want to display. Okay, if you observe carefully, this ng for having employee, right? You can take employee, same thing, employee dot employee name, you can take employee name. So here what I'm doing, I'm passing the employee name. So this method, okay, this is going to be applied for every anchor tag. Why? Because this is in the loop, how many employees are there? If I have 10 employees, 10 anchor tags are going to be created inside the drop down menu. So for every element it is going to get applied. For every anchor tag it is going to get applied. So for each anchor tag, that anchor tag is displaying for the which employee information, that employee name I'm providing, I'm passing. Okay, let us take this employee name, and then this we are taking this, employee name is a method, right? I would like to apply, we are binding this into click. Okay, let us go to the HTML. Okay, let us go to the HTML, not HTML, really sorry. I have to go to the component class, because this method I need to provide in the component class. Which component class? Employee dropdown class. Let us go to employee dropdown class. See here, what I can do is, here in the employee component class, I'm going to provide something like this. So see here, this is a method. Okay, here what I need to provide, here whatever value we are going to get here, we are going to take some reference name, employee name, or whatever variable name you want, you can take it. Okay, if I want to display in the console, what I can do, console.log employee name. See here guys, you can provide like this. Okay, see here guys, just I'm not doing alert, just displaying in the console. To open the console, right click on this, inspect, it will open now. Okay, this window, here click on this console. See here guys, now click on this action and click on one of the employee name. See here guys, I got this name. Yeah, again click on here, I'm going to Williamson. click on Williamson. See here guys, we got this information in the console. If you want to display, okay, yes, you can display that information also. Okay, let us look at it guys. Here, this is very crucial information, just I want to tell you now. This information we are getting into which component? Same drop down component only. Okay, we are passing when you are applying on the event, from event to, okay, if I click on this event, where it is coming? Component. Which component? Drop down component only. But now I want to bring this information to which component? Means I want to bring this information to, okay, app component, meaning that parent component. I need to send this information to parent component. Okay, so before sending that, I need to do some another exercise. Okay, so some other exercise, I would like to do some exercise. Okay, so still I don't want to do this. Okay, just okay, now my goal is, let's look at it guys. What I want to do is, if user selects this one, I want to display this information, meaning that selected information I need to display, like selected name I have to display here in the browser itself. Here I am displaying in the console. Previously I displayed in the alert box, but I don't want to display that information somewhere else. I would like to display next to this one drop down. I would like to display selected employee. I have to display like this. Okay, I would like to display like this. Yeah, where I want to display? I want to display in the same component. Which component? In the drop down component only. Let us go to the drop down component. Let us go to the drop down component. Here, where I want to display? Yeah, let us go to the employee drop down. Okay, after having this information, let's look at it guys. Immediately after this drop down, next to this drop down, okay, after finishing this drop down, maybe like provide selected employee. Okay, see here guys, here I have to display some value, selected employee. I have to display like this. Okay, I have no, so first I want to check how UI looks like. See here guys, selected employee. See here guys, selected employee. Okay, maybe like selected employee means on which employee we have clicked on, that employee information I would like to display. Okay guys, for that we have many choices. Okay, let's look at it guys. What I will do is, to display that, okay, first we are clicking on this information, right? When we clicking on this information, we are passing this information, right? We are passing this employee name to this method. Let us go to that method. And what we are displaying this information in the console, but I want to display that information in the browser, in the component itself. For that, what I can do is, let's look at it guys. Let us take a property, selected employee. There is a property, selected employee property. By default, nothing is there. See here guys, no value is available here. And whenever user selected like this, here, this is a property, right? This property, this selected employee equal to, okay, employee name. Okay, the first statement is going to print in the console. The second statement, what it is going to do, it is going to set the employee name to this particular property, selected employee property. So now what you can do, when you are setting this information to this property, you can bind it to HTML. Yeah, let us go to the HTML. Here, string interpolation. You can say string interpolation. What is a string interpolation? Selected employee. See here guys, simply selected employee. Okay, now just look at it guys. But where we are displaying this information? In the same component. In the same component. This is going to be the same component. Okay. See, this is the same component. Okay. By default, no value is available here. That's why it is displaying. Okay, nothing here. And coming to here, select on this. See here guys. Yeah, go to here again, change the value, select this, property is going to get updated, automatically this is going to get changed. How it is going to happen? Okay, see here guys, we are printing in the console and this is one. Yeah, let me show you this part guys. What's happening here? Okay, let us go to the component class. Okay, what are the two classes available? This is HTML and component class. Okay, so I just want to show this code side by side. Okay, see here guys, this is the employee code. Whenever you see this information, what's happening? This is the anchor tag. Even I just want to make it in, okay, anchor tag, display employee, employee dot employee name we are doing. When you are clicking it information, what's happening? We are sending this information to selected information to, where we are sending it to? Selected info. Yes, see here guys, this information we are providing to display employee name. This is going to call this particular method. See here guys, this method is going to get called. This method is going to get called. Here in this method, employee name. See here guys, we are printing in the console. Okay, fine. In the next step, what we are doing? See here guys, we are setting this information to employee name. We are setting into one particular property. Which property? This property. For this property. So this property we have binded here using interpolation. See, we have binded this property to interpolation, so that whatever value is available here, automatically it is going to get updated. Angular is going to get updated. Okay, so internally it uses dirty check and everything, so many things will be available. Okay, we'll be discussing later how it happens, how Angular is going to update internally. That we have to discuss latter part of the course, because you need to understand the basic before going to the deep advanced fine. So what's happening? Whatever selected employees here, right? So see here guys, what is this? This selected employees. Selected employees, if you see this selected employees, this information got binded here. Whenever this value got changed, automatically it is going to get updated. Got it guys? Automatically it is going to get updated. Okay, it will get updated. All right, yeah. Fine, see here guys, that's why it is going to get changed. Okay, the same thing I would like to do in the table also. Okay, let me show you the same thing in the table. Okay, let me close all these things. Okay, let us go to the first, let us go to the table stuff. Where is the table stuff? Okay, let us go to the table. Here what I want to do, first go to app component.html. Here in the app component.html, let us stop this. I don't want to call this drop down. I want to display. Okay, what is this? This is going to be this is employee. I want to display only. Okay, what is that? Display employee app employee table. Okay, call the app employee table and provide some data. What is the data? So provide what properties are available. Employees equal to provide input property. Provide one property. App component contains what? What are the properties? App component property. There are multiple properties are there. You can take IT properties. You can take IT properties here. Okay, so this we are displaying in the table. Okay, yes. Okay, let us look at it guys. Our goal is the same thing. On which record user has clicked, the selected value, the selected information I have to display. Okay, so after the table. Okay, after the table, in which HTML app HTML Okay, 1 second, guys. If customer end user clicks on this record, then I want to display that information here. Which component? On the same component, in the table component only. First, I would like to display this information in the same table component. Okay, the same table component. Okay, let us go to that. To do that, what I can do is, let us go to the app component. Yeah, here in the app component, and then go to table component. In the table component, here we have assume there is no method, we are not binding here. Let's okay, I just want to bind it freshly. So here I would like to do it, click. Okay, see here guys, what I can do, click. I have to call a method show selected, okay. So provide the information employee, total employee, not just employee name, provide the total employee object. So you'll be receiving total employee object, so that using that employee object, whatever information you want, you can print there. Now take the method name. I have to create a method inside the component class. Which component class? Employee table component class. Employee table component class. Here in the table component, okay. So this is show selected. Whatever information we are passing from UI, so you can take that. You can take E. What is this, guys? This is going to be something like E. Here in the E, okay, here in the E, what I can do is, you can take any reference, guys, but here this time we are getting total employee information. So for the, just for testing purpose, what I can do, console.log, just check it in the console. Check it in the console. Okay, we go to the console, right click on this, inspect, and if I select the console, see here guys, now I am going to click on 9th record. Clicking on 9th record, yeah, see here guys, what information got printed? Total employee information got logged into the console. See here, total information is available. Click on this 39, I mean age 39. I don't know what is a, yeah, select 11th one. Gainish, I don't know. Oh yeah, select Gainish. See here guys, we got the Gainish information got printed. Fine. Now my goal is what? Not to print in the console. I want to print something in the, okay, component class. Selected information. Okay, selected information. Okay, what I need to do, guys? Selected information. Okay, so what I can do here, whatever information we have here, okay, you can take a property in EMP. Let us take EMP. Here in the EMP, what I can do, this dot EMP equal to E. Variable names, you can take anything. We have assigned this value, selected value here. And then whatever property we have taken, this property can be bind to your UI. Okay, so you have this data, go to the HTML, and after the table, what you can do is you can display some information saying that how we can do e.emp, yeah, let us go to the TS. Let us go to the TS. What is the property we have taken? EMP. Here in the EMP dot employee, EMP dot name, employee name, EMP employee, same properties, right? Employee underscore name, this is a, name I want to print, as well as plus you can apply some name. Okay, and then what I can do, employee dot employee dot employee dot age. I would like to do emp employee underscore age. See here, I just want to print like this. Okay, I just want to print like this. See here, by default, okay, something cannot read the property employee name of undefined. Okay, here Elvis operator is going to help us. Okay, so I will tell you the concept, guys. Here we are dealing with the object instead of primitive types. We started using the objects. When we are using the object, yeah, by default, what is the value of the object, guys? Let us go to the component class. Component class. Here the default is null. When a property is null, you are trying to use that null object directly, it is going to give you null object. Yeah, let us see the errors. What kind of errors we have seen? See, yeah, employee of undefined, something undefined means that is not defined actually. It's kind of null. Null and undefined both are different. Okay, so let us look at it, guys. When you are dealing with this employee, initially no value will be available, right? Now, so yeah, coming to the employee table, yeah, sorry, employee HTML, when we are displaying such kind of properties, this property may available, may not available. Initially, this is not available, right? If it is not available, okay, provide the question mark. This can be called as Elvis operator. L-E-V-I-S, Elvis operator. This Elvis operator is going to check whether this is null or not. If it is null or undefined, it is not going to work. It is not going to display the value. Okay, see here, guys, the same way. Here also provide semicolon. Sorry, question mark. This can be called as Elvis operator. Now check it out, guys. No problem. By default, what values are displaying? Null. Okay, even you can apply. Okay, employee name, right? So by default, values are null. That's why null we are displaying. Null we are displaying. Okay, even you have to remember that Elvis operator is going to help like, okay, null check. It is going to, if it is null, okay, it is going to, okay, ignore the object. Okay, yeah, something provide like this. Okay, so see, yeah, provide, okay, question marks. Provide the question marks. This is the Elvis operator. Question mark is the Elvis operator. It is going to control your undefined object or null objects. Okay, otherwise, if you don't provide this, if it is, empty, if it is null object, it will display you error, guys. It is going to throw the errors. Okay, that's why when you are dealing with the, okay, objects in the Java, you have to check null. You have to check null check. That can be called as not equal to null, right? In the Java. Here, in Angular, you need to check with question marks. Question mark is, can we remember that Elvis operator, right? Using that Elvis operator, you can control the null objects. All right, yeah. Coming to here, coming to the component, EMP component. Now, yeah, select the values. Yeah, see here, guys, what happened? Whatever values I have selected values provided here. Okay, actually, what happened? Undefined. It is displaying undefined, means the property may be different. Okay, let us go to the code and then verify our okay. So what's happening? Employee, yeah, spell mistake. See here, guys, employee underscore age. Employee underscore age. Yeah. So once after modifying, you can check the code. Okay. Clicking on Sonia first. Yeah. Let's look at it, guys. This is the name, and then this one. So if I click on 12th, this one 12th information getting printed. Now I have applied what kind of event, guys? Click event. Now sometimes, okay, so if I move on that is mouse move. If I mouse move on any record, okay, that information has to get printed here. If I move on this, it has to print 12th record information. If I move on 11th information has to print over there. If I move on 10th information has to print. So now all I need to change here is only the event. Which event? So here we are using click event. Now we need to change it to mouse move. Yeah, let us go to the UI part. instead of saying click, whenever we click on it, we are changing the value. See here guys, we are calling this method so that it is carrying the some information. That information it is getting printed. All right, now okay, we say mouse move. Yeah, see here guys, if I, yeah, let's see here guys, by default null. Okay, yeah, let's move. Yeah, and now our cursor is on 11th record. So 11th record information is displaying in the table, in the, you know, under the table it is displaying. If I mouse move on the 10th record, see here, observe, I did not click it, I just, you know, move the mouse on the 10th record. The same way I just move on 9th record. See here what's happening. See here what's happening. Yeah, you can check, you know, right bottom corner, left bottom corner. Okay, so easily. Okay, yeah, see here I'm moving on the header having no event. That's why the values are not getting changed. Okay, remember that information. Okay, so whenever I change it, see, yeah, if I, 1 second. Yeah, fine. Yeah, you see here, if I move mouse, then keep moving it. Okay, keep moving it. This information is getting changed here. Okay, keep moving it, changing. This information is changing. Yeah, everything is okay, guys. Everything is okay. Yeah, thank you very much. Right, yeah. Now, the next thing is, whatever information we are printing in the same component, right? But I need to move this information to, okay, so parent component. Okay, we are, yeah, this mouse move event. Okay, on mouse move event, we are getting the information and printing in the same component. But our next goal is, our next thing is, we have to bring this information to parent component. Okay, meaning that what is the parent component here? Let us go to the app component HTML. From the app component HTML, you are calling employee table component. Employee table component is there. Okay, employee table component is available here, and we are calling from the app component. So that app employee table component is okay, child component, and then app component is parent component. Now I need to bring the information and I have to print that information in the, okay, parent component. Okay, that is what the next goal. Okay, before moving that, can you please, okay, tell me guys if you have any issues. Let us look at it guys. Until now it is very good. Okay, whatever information you are clicking on, or yeah, let me take switch back to click event. Okay, and click, you are sending information to where guys? You are sending information to the component class. Which component? Same component. Here it is coming, show selected. But let's look at it guys. I have to send this information, employee information. This information is available in the component class. Which component? Same employee table component. But I need to send it to parent component. To send it to parent component, okay, we need to use emitter. We need to emit the data, emit employee. See here guys, this type, I'm providing the type event emitter. This can be called as event emitter. Event emitter. Okay, see here guys, what is this? This is the event emitter. This data type. Okay, this is the data type. Okay, this is a class type. So this is a reference, this is the data type. But in the Java, how it is going to looks like? First we are going to provide the type, and then we are going to provide the variable, right? But in the TypeScript, we need to provide first a reference and then colon the type, data type. See, this is coming from what? Oh, protractor, right? This is wrong. We need to get it from somewhere guys. Okay, see here guys, this is not the right package. Remove this and then say control space, and then oh, again it got, remove this, not protractor, that is related to testing event emitter. select event emitter. This one, see here guys, events, from events, remember this is the event. Actually this is the data type, I mean class type. So for this employees, what is the type? Okay, you can provide the type, you may not provide the type. Okay, if you want to provide the type, what you can do, this is the array, you can provide like this. Okay, these are the types. Okay, why I am providing this information means this is going to helpful for you. Okay, what type of data you are dealing with. Okay, this is clearly knows this is the array. Okay, and what is this data type? Event emitter. So why this event emitter is required? We need to emit the data. Okay, see here guys, we need to do multiple steps over here guys. I'm going to give you more examples on this related to this. Okay, emitter, event employees. See here, what is this? Emit employee, right? You can come to here, and then you can come to employee. You can come to here. Let us look at it, guys. What I can do is this event emitter. On this event emitter, from this event emitter, we can give output. Okay, you can give output to the parent component. So we have the data here. We have the data here. Whatever data available here, this data we need to emit. Okay, from, yeah. See here, guys. Yeah, let me show you as part of diagram. This is app component, right? And this is a child component. What is this? Data table component. To send the information from table component to app component, we need to use emitter, event emitter. So that's why this can be called as output. This can be called as output. That's why we need to say what? Output. See here guys, output. At the rate output. We need to say this is output. Using this at the rate output. Okay, what is this output? Where is that output? Import this output. Yeah. See, this is output, and then provide like this. That's it, guys. This is output. Using this output, we can send the data. Of course, this is a first step. If you say, okay, using this, yeah, what we can do? See here, guys, emitter. Using this emitter, employee dot, this dot, because this is a property, right? This dot, employee, emit employee dot, this is a property, emit. What you want to emit? E object. See here guys, E object. You have the E object, right? Now this information can go to the, okay, where? App component. From where? So this component, which component it is? Which component? Table component. From the table component, data is going to get emitted to app component. Okay, we are emitting, but app component has to receive it. Okay, actually, whatever data we are emitting, what it has to, okay, it has to take the data. Okay, this information will goes to where? Okay, HTML. Okay, emission will goes to where? HTML. See here guys, we have taken here output. Okay, we have taken output, and then using a emitter output, what we are doing? Emitter, data emission. All right, data emission. Okay, when we are emit the data, we need to receive the data. See here guys, this is input. Okay, now we need to take output. Okay, output. See here guys, what you need to do? Output, how it is going to come? Emitter. Emitter is nothing but it's an action. It's an okay, emission. Something is action is doing. It's an event. Okay, something called, that's why event. That is an event. We need to apply the event. What event? If you go to the employee table, what is the event name? This is the event name, emit employee. See here guys, emit employee property name. This is a event. We can call it as an event. See here guys, event. Okay, which event? Employee, emit event employee. This event is available where? This particular app table. This can be called as event emitter. This is a type event emitter. So now when we are taking event, for this event, okay, for this event we need to call the method. Okay guys, which method it is? Okay, which method? Okay, you need to provide a method. Okay, for this event you need to provide the method. Which method? That method should be available in the component. Which component? We are writing the app component. So go to app component class. Let us go to the app component class. Okay, let me open app component class. See here guys, here all four classes are using. App component dot, here you can provide one method. Which method? Okay, from employee emp from child. Okay, you can take this information and then see here guys, employee emp, and say what you can say, console dot log, okay, from parent plus emp. Okay guys, just look at it guys. I want to bind this method for the event. Which event it is? Okay, for this event. Yeah, but see here guys, and one more thing is, this employee emp from child is expecting what guys in the component class? It is expecting employee, meaning that here you have to take event. Whatever event occurred, that event information is going to be available. Okay, as part of event, employee data is available. Employee data is available. That particular employee data will be available in the event. This information will pass to employee child, so that it will call the parent component method. Parent component method. Okay, what is this guys? Parent component method. Okay, if you go to the parent component method, which component it is? Employee table component. Yes, of course, I know that. Okay, so here, even though you understood it, there may be having some confusion. So I will be using another examples. Okay, multiple examples. I'm going to tell you few examples, guys. Don't worry about it. Okay, we'll be working on it and we are going to do it. And let's come to here. Yeah, coming to here. So output employee not initialized. Okay, okay, fine, guys. I did not initialize the code, right? Let us go to, sorry. Okay, where is that? App component, employee table component. Here, event emitter. Say new event emitter. See here guys, create one event emitter object, new emitter object. Okay, now, yeah, let's look at it guys. Just restart it. Employee table component. Employee table component. See here guys. We have provided it, right? Yeah. Okay, let me stop this. Okay, give this completion. Event emitter. Okay, so yeah, a simple mistake was actually I was using event emitter related to, okay, so another package. Here you have to use event emitter from the same package. Okay, let us simple provide me this information guys, so that I can continue, okay, using, okay, @output decorator for multiple examples. I'm going to do it multiple examples tomorrow. New event emitter, provide new event emitter. Just let me finish it. Okay, you can use, okay, yeah, just you can provide like this, emit employee. And see here guys, I just changed what information. I have changed the information, the type. Okay, which type? The, okay, it was in different package. You have to take from core package, Angular core package. Okay, let us look at it guys, where it is. Yeah, so now coming to here, and data got displayed, right? And if I click on this information, yeah, let's look at it guys. What happened? From parent object it is displayed. Okay, so okay, let me show you. From parent, right, the data is coming, or in the parent, I'm going to make it like in the parent from child, and then display this employee in the next console, so that it will display, okay, employee information. Otherwise it is going to display object. If you say plus here, it is going to display object. Yeah, let's look at it guys. If I click on this one, okay, remove this and then click on this one, what happens? Yeah, see here, in the parent from the child, and it is displaying the information. Okay, this information we are printing from the child, and this is information from the parent. Okay, okay, so we can use output to bring the data from component to parent. Okay, the communication, parent and child communication. If you want to send the data from parent to child, you have to use input. If you want to if you want to send the data from child to parent, you have to use output. Okay, so we are going to use many examples tomorrow in the morning, guys. We are going to do, okay, a lot of examples. Okay, so I'm going to take different Bootstrap CSS classes, and then we are going to do it. All right, guys. Yeah.